everyone, welcome back to some videos. So we're using Project 06. Why am I using that again? Well, because I'll tell you why. Because there's a very good reason for it. Because the engine that the fan game uses. Well, what engine is that? Well, it's called Unity. So that little engine that's pretty popular. You know, so among developers and fans. Well, I got some bad news for you if you're using it. Because if your game is super successful, I tell you, Unity's gonna be coming after you for that sweet money, and it's a really scummy move. So because it screams of greed, and they try to damage control it with this post on Twitter. So let's read it, shall we? Today we announced a change to our business model, which includes new additions to our sub plans and the introduction of a runtime fee. We want to provide clarifying answers to the top question most of you are asking. It's damage control you're doing here, boy. Anyway, yes, this is a price increase and only affect a small subset of current Unity editor users. Today, a large majority of Unity editor users are currently not paying anything, will not be affected by this change. The Unity runtime fee will not impact the majority of our developers. The devs who will be impacted are generally those who have successful games are generating revenue way above the thresholds we outlined in our blog. This means that the devs who are still building their business and growing the audience of their games will not pay a fee. The program was designed specifically this way to ensure devs could find success before the install fee takes effect. I want to be clear that the counter for Unity runtime fee installs start in 2024. It's not retroactive or perpetual. We will charge once for a new install, not an ongoing perpetual license royalty like revenue share. We look for ways to lessen the impact on developers and provide ways to bring the runtime fee to zero. If you're using any of our ad products, Unity gaming services, or cloud services, etc., please contact us to discuss discounts. We are actively listening to and following your questions closely. Please review our FAQ on today's announcement. We also invite you to continue to discuss these changes with us on our forums. And you see a link to where they talk about it.
You really are a dumb son of a bitch.
Wow, Unity, man. I guess you didn't learn your lesson after buying that malware software company. I guess we don't know what it was for. It's so you can pull this, like really, charging developers if the game is super successful for every time someone installs their game. What the they try to say that it's a one-time fee. The fact they're even charging a fee is ridiculous. Period. It just screams of greed, really. That's all it is to it. But if you thought this was bad, an actual developer, brings up a good point. And they talk about it here, so let's continue. Today, Unity, the engine we use to make our games installs, will still be taking a fee from devs for every copy of the game installed over a certain threshold, regardless of how that copy is obtained. Guess who has a somewhat highly anticipated game coming to Game Pass 2024? That's right, it's us and a lot of other developers. That means another Craft's Treasure will be free to install for the 25 million Game Pass subscribers. If a fraction of those users download the game, Unity could take a fee that puts enormous debt in our income and thus the sustainability of our business. And that's even before we even think about sales on other platforms, our pirate installs of our games, or even multiple installs by the same freaking user. Oh my god, I didn't even think of this. The fact that subservers are even counting in that, like Game Pass or some said other, like PS Plus is another instance. Holy hell! Because subservers like those, there's arguments like where they could take sales away. I mean, we're not here to argue that. We are not here to talk about that. Because that's a topic being, dealt to death. But anyway. Or even multiple installs by the same freaking user. Like, say, they bought a brand new PC, right? And they wanted to install the game to that new computer, right? Or they uninstalled the game and they want to, reinstall it for whatever reason. The fact that the dev could be even charged for that is insane to me. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, to wrap up this post. This decision puts us and other countless other studios in a position where we might not be able to justify using Unity for our future titles. If these changes aren't rolled back, we'll be heavily considering abandoning our wealth of Unity expertise we accumulate over the years and start from scratch in a new engine, which is something we'd rather not do. On behalf of the dev community, we're calling on Unity to reverse delays in a string of short-sighted decisions that seem to prioritize shareholders over their product's actual users. I blatant hate it here. I think we all do, Aggro Crab. We all hate it here. Because, Jesus Christ, Unity. Not only, so you basically were saying, give us more money for using our engine because you're super successful. That's basically what it freaking is. It screams of freaking greed. I guess, like I said earlier, now we know why you bought that malware software company so you could pull this crap. Like, holy hell. I'm not even regarding, like, just other, besides actual studios, what about fan games that use your engine? Like the developers behind this, or other fan-made Sonic games like Sonic Utopia, because that uses Unity. I think Sonic GT uses it too. I could be wrong about that one. I could be wrong though. But still though, there's many other fan games that I'm not even talking about that use Unity. Like, Jesus. Like, this is insane. The fact that they're trying to charge for install, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it and it actually works. Watch them actually change it to where it's, not just one time. I bet you, because when you give a company an inch, they'll take a mile. Believe me, we've seen it time and time again. But thankfully, they're getting a lot of backlash from this because it's rightfully freaking deserves, because this is screams of greed, and this could hurt actual studios to the point like where, do you want your engine killed, Unity? Is that what you want? Because if you're gonna pull through this may just do it. After what you pulled last year, or was it earlier this year? I don't know. I know it was very recent where they bought that malware software-based company. That's pretty relevant because it's probably part of the reason why they're doing this. Really, Jesus, talk about greed beyond greed. Really, it's just greed. That's all it is to it. You cannot justify. You cannot convince me otherwise. That's not greed. It's pretty obvious that it is. Wow. When you talk about anti-consumer, this is the one. This is definitely one. Because it affects actual game developers who want to use Unity, because there's some good-looking games that use Unity. Not gonna lie here, but holy crap, man. Wow. So I guess that's all I really gotta say on this topic, but man, you gotta reverse this, Unity, if you have any chance of people wanting to continue to use your engine, because if you don't, watch them drop that engine in flies, man. Just one giant full swoop. That's all I'm going to say. But if you're actually a developer who uses Unity, are you going to still use it, or are you just going to abandon it? Which I would suggest you do, quite honestly. Which is something like the developer I've showed. They don't want to do it. They really don't, because they have years of expertise, and learning a new engine takes years of time and effort and money. And that's something some studios just don't have the time, resources, or time to do. Like I just said. But anyway, that's all I gotta say on this one. Holy hell, man. I'm pissed. I'm really pissed because this affects hundreds of thousands of people who actually work in the industry. But anyway, that's all I gotta say on this. What do you guys think? Let me down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, hit that like button and consider hitting that sub button so you don't miss any more videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Till then, have a good one.